But yeah, we back. Yeah, I didn't stream my Wednesday because I felt unwell, unfortunately. But what matters is we're here now, and we kick some serious ass tonight. Because next week is Clash of Champions. And I'm ready for that show. So far, so much has been building to just that show. And it's weird. It's weird to think that it's finally all coming like full circle, kind of. It's weird. But we push on. We push on. Ow. I'm sorry, I just hit myself. Anyway. But yeah, so a lot of this is very much built on the foundation of Clash. Without Clash of Champions, we don't really have anything to pay off. And something I haven't done a hot minute is actually check the power rankings. So, yeah, it's not anything too shocking. But, yeah, Stephanie Vickers, Phillips, Fatu, Rogers, Balor, Maya, Bubba Ray, Kairi Sane, Mysterio's up there. Stephanie Vickers definitely jumped up. Ethan King, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, there's the other Dudley, Jade Cargill, who's only really had one match. Cross is up there, Demon Finn Balor, because he's had a few appearances, along with Cora Jade and Tatum Paxley with a good showing at Money in the Bank. So those are your top 20 of power rankings. So, yeah. It should be a good old show. And expect some more content in the next coming months. There's some new games with career modes. It wouldn't be like something like this. It will be more of a like properly edited down, actual edited content from me. So expect to see that in just over a month. But right now, let's get stuck into week 11. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ECW. I'm your host, as always, Scott Silver, coming to you live from the Adidas Arena in France. And we start our show off with the Mad Dragon himself, former tag team champion, Ilya Dragunov, starts us off tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds,
Ilya
Ilya Dragunov.
Dragunov coming down to the ring. The last time we saw him last week, he had a face-to-face with current Cruiserweight champion Finn Balor. Definitely setting his sights on another title after coming up short to the Dudley Boys over the tag team titles. You can only imagine Rey Mysterio, his former tag partner, very much in support and in his corner for this endeavor. Everyone behind him. He was a fan favorite last year, and his popularity has only grown. So let's see what he's able to accomplish tonight, especially considering that Clash of Champions is right around the corner. And talk of a cruiserweight match in the making, because Dragon Lee is here. Dragon Lee, a luchador that served under the tutelage of the previously mentioned Rey Mysterio. Extremely gifted in what he's able to do. We've seen some of his stuff in previous matches here in ECW, along with the Franken Team Tag Team Tournament. But will he be able to get a leg up on the Mad Dragon? Two fan favorites going at it. This is definitely going to be one of those matches that starts off strong. Here we go, Ilya Dragunov and Dragon Lee, France, showing how they feel as the match now officially is underway, and immediately Dragunov with that hard-hitting offense, immediately reversed in by Dragon Lee. These two former NXT champions in their own right, North American and full NXT champion respectively. Now Dragon Lee trying to get some momentum here. Now both men will lock up in the middle of the ring, trying to fight for dominance. Ilya pushing him out of the way. Both of them will lock up once again. Now against the ropes, and the referee will get involved. A clean break from the two. But now Ilya, very much in control, throws Dragon Lee to the outside, and it seems like it's going to put caution into the win. Trying to go for those double stomps on the outside, but came up short. But still able to get back to his feet. And now the underhook, and look at the strength of Dragunov. Ilya now looking for some weaponry. Kendo stick now in hand, and straight across the back of the head of Dragon Lee. The count is more than halfway though. Ilya will get back into the ring. Dragon Lee will quickly follow suit. But now look at this. Again, the power of Ilya Dragunov. Going for the cover. Trying to put this away quick, but a kick out at one from Lee. And now, vicious clothesline. Elbow strike to the spine. Heading to the middle rope, but deciding otherwise. And seems that a metal bat now in play. Dragunov will send him into the ropes, and then will throw him over the neck, snapping on that metal bat. Going for the cover, but a kick out before the count could even start. And Ilya showing that he means business. Has him up, but no, Dragon Lee able to counter into his own pin. But now a reversal, Dragunov into his own pin, trying to put him away for good, but now reversal into another pin, Dragon Lee, and now again another reversal. But bow both men back to their feet. And what the... What the... Oh, God, the Cruiserweight Champion just came out, running down to the ring to face off against Dragunov in a Pele kick directly to Dragunov, trying to use that bat now and getting out of harm's way so Dragon Lee could possibly get the victory on Dragunov. Seeming that Finn Balor isn't as happy as someone would expect after Ilya stood off against him last week. And the one man to capitalize on that is Dragon Lee with that standing Spanish fly. And now the knee brace is down. And he gets the Selena del Sol. And a kick out Dragunov. After the bat strikes, after the run-in from the champion, still somehow able to get back to his feet. But Dragon Lee still not done. Now into the corner, giving Dragon Lee some breathing room to possibly get some more weaponry into this match. And now the sledgehammer straight to the midsection. Or the Mad Dragon that could possibly put him to rest. But a kick out again at 2. Now, I think Dragunov is finally broke. Now throwing Dragon Lee into it, and it gets the torpedo strike! Directly to the skull of Dragon Lee, sending him down almost for the 3 count kick out at 2. Both men being met outside. Nice throw over from Ilya Dragunov, trying to shake off all of that stuff that happened to him just moments ago. It's thrown back inside the ring by Dragon Lee. Quickly follows. Now Dragon Lee. Look at this. And Canadian Destroyer! Directly to Dragunov. And gets met with a sledgehammer as he gets back inside the ring. Directly to that midsection. And now... gets that knee! The exposed knee strike! But now... he's not done! And... there it is! But a rope break saves Ilya Dragunov. But look at Dragon Lee. Second time is the charm. But look at Dragunov able to reverse it, sending him flat on his face. And now Dragunov getting some weaponry. Steel chair now in play. Directly to the chest of Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee stopping another possible shot. Trying to go for a roll-up pin into a power slam in his own making. And now fed a new weapon on a silver platter, but Dragunov back to his feet. Stops another shot from the chair. Reversal by Lee. And now power bomb position. Holding him by the neck as well. Face! Jesus, straight on the goddamn neck of Dragunov. And now, both men going strike for strike. After so much punishment these two just put into one another. No kidding. Dragunov getting an extra shot in there and telling Dragon Lee, is that all you got? Telling him to bring the punishment. But Dragunov isn't having any of it. And he gets the clothesline that sends Dragon Lee down. Sledgehammer now to the midsection. Over and over again, just like what Dragon Lee did with the bat. But that V trigger, and now the sledgehammer on the other hand. Dragon Lee, top rope. And a splash straight to Dragunov. I don't think he's done yet. This is his third attempt at it. But again, Dragunov able to counter. And now, H-bomb! Straight to the skull of Dragon Lee! Center of the ring, and despite Finn Balor getting involved, Dragunov still walks out the victor. The multiple pin attempts from them going into right there, Finn Balor, and then Dragon Lee capitalizing, not really caring much about Balor. He was more cared about the match in that moment, and there it is, Salida del Sol, one of the first finishing moves we saw. Getting so close, but so far. Dragunov there, the torpedo strike, thinking that was going to be enough. But just not. The multiple sledgehammer strikes, the crossbody from Lee. Trying to go one more. Trying to go off of it. And then that guarantees him the win. Dragunov has to be happy and has to be staring into the soul of the Cruiserweight Champion. Our next match tonight, women's competition. Number one contendership for the women's Money in the Bank briefcase held by Kairi Sane. Triple threat, of course.
The following is a triple threat extreme rules match. Making her way to the ring, representing Demolition from Sydney, Australia, May Rogers.
The enforcer of the women's division. Maya Rogers, the muscle of Demolition. She's had Kairi Sane's number for quite some time, but hasn't had the means to take her on one-on-one. If she wins this match, guaranteeing a shot at the Money in the Bank briefcase, that is all the opportunity she needs to step in the ring with the Pirate Princess. Maya more serious than ever, adapting some new moves and skill sets. But are they enough to survive the triple threat match? And who will she be facing off against? The Barbie of professional wrestling! It is Tiffy time! Tiffany Stratton has arrived!
And her opponents, first, from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton, another fan favorite of the ECW fan base, putting on some of the best women's matches of last year, but still never got the opportunity at the title that so many people rightly believe that she deserves. This could possibly fast track her to the title. She's no stranger to Money in the Bank contracts in her career. But we're down. We need one more woman, and it seems Michin stepped up to the plate.
And from Fontana, California, Michin.
Michin, of course, gotten some quick popularity on the very first few episodes of ECW this year. But can she keep that momentum rolling in this match? Can she survive? Can she survive the Barbie? Can she survive Miss Enforcer? We're about to find out right now. They know what's at stake. They know what they need to do. Let's see each of them get it done. Here we go. Maya Rogers, Tiffany Stratton, Michin. Triple threat match officially underway. It seems Stratton going for Michin quite early back rake. And again, Tiffany Stratton and Maya have had quite the number of matches in the past. Well executed Michin, using that wrestling knowledge to her absolute advantage. You need to have eyes in the back of your head in this kind of match. Now the strikes from Stratton trying to wear down Maya quite early on in this match. Stiff right from Michin, trying to deal some chip damage to Tiffany Stratton, and Maya wasting no time getting some metal inside the ring, and a suicide dive from Michin to Tiffany on the outside right off the jump. And now the elbow drop to Michin as well. Now the trash can, Tiffany Stratton, directly to the skull of Maya. Leaving it there in the barricade for now. Maya able to break out of Tiffany's grip. And now being reversed in under the steel steps, and now Stratton will capitalize. Maya getting back to her feet, trying to go for a super kick, but came up short. And now Michin giving the fans what they want. Tables are now in play, and look at the Alabama slam. And another suicide dive from Michin to Stratton. Now again into the steel steps. Maya just trying to control the matchup. Very hard to do considering the two other women you need to compete with. Stratton showing perfect example of that. And now grabbing a kendo stick of her own to possibly bring in, trying to throw it at Michin, but came up slightly short. And now Maya sledgehammer directly into the midsection of Tiffany Stratton, and now Michin in possession, but Maya stops it before it can be used. And now the combination kick strikes to Rogers. Now Stratton a little preoccupied at the moment, and that could come back to bite her, because look at Maya, power bomb position. But Michin hitting her in the head, the back of the head with that chair, making her drop Stratton. These three women are all over the shop tonight. Now look at this, Michin trying to go crossbar to the outside, but Tiffany nowhere to be found. Maya going back outside to try to join the fun. Michin being thrown back into the ring, and now Tiffany will join. Maya will quickly follow, and look at Tiffany go. Now she has the chair in hand, trying to go for Michin. Michin stops her, but Stratton Russian leg sweep. And now answering with a few strikes to follow that up. We'll pay her attention back to Maya, but Maya was able to break away, get some breathing room, drop kick, send Stratton down. Going for the cover, but a kick out before the one could even be called. Now the kick, but then Michin stopping her with that kendo stick shot. Unable to capitalize, but now throwing those lefts and rights, German suplex Now Stratton will capitalize on Meechin preoccupied. Both women countering for counter right now. Stratton into the ropes. And a throw over. All three women back inside the ring. And look at this. Maya Rogers. Payday! Payday to Tiffany Stratton. And Meechin there to break the pin up. But also accidentally hurt the official. He is now down. No one to call the count. Drop kick sends her down. The ref now officially back up. Hopefully he's not too hurt. As now Stratton with another Russian leg sweep. And answering with, again, those handful of strikes. Meechin there, though, getting some kicks under her belt. And now try to go for that springboard, but just inches away from getting it. But now look at this. Maya with a combo of her own. And a drop kick will send her down. Meechin now in control. We'll go back outside and grab that sledgehammer. Telling Maya just to bring it. And that's exactly what Meechin's doing right now with the sledgehammer. But now that's now changed hands. And now Maya, the enforcer, is going to have some fun with it. Now egging Stratton on. I'm not sure that was a good idea. She blows a kiss. And throws her. Trying to get some momentum. But now look at this. Meechin tried that knee straight to the side of the skull. Trying to juke out Maya. She throws Meechin across that outside area. Will go back into the ring. And a suicide dive attempt on Stratton, but comes up short. Thrown back inside the ring. And a flying forearm from Maya to Meechin on the outside as Tiffany Stratton sets up the table inside the ring for possible later usage. Unfortunately, Meechin running into it stops her dead in her tracks. Tiffany now drop kick to the back of Maya. Stops Meechin from using the chair, throws her into the steel steps and says that this is good work. But Maya, I think, trying to go for something there, but reverse into a DDT. Meechin now back into the ring to possibly challenge Stratton. Stratton reversal though. Trips her over. Now Maya with the chair. Straight to the skull of Tiffany Stratton. And now we'll get the table back in play. Setting it up. There's Stratton now in the corner. And look at that. The kick that sends her to the outside. And now Meechin near the back of the skull, taking a complete advantage. Trying to go for a moonsault there from the springboard, but came up short. And now Maya throwing her onto the table. Could this be lights out for Meechin? German suplex through the table. And now an opportunity. Payday to Stratton. Going for the cover. But a kick out at two. The perfect opportunity for Maya to get the win. And it was inches away from success. Meechin needing to shake off what happened going through that table. And now spinning Stratton around, trying to go for submission, but now Meechin getting in just in time. But now package driver to Meechin. And again, that chair in use. But Meechin stops her in a clothesline as a repercussion. Stratton trying to figure out what she wants to do here. A little bit conflicted. Or what is Maya thinking of doing? Meechin stops her dead in her tracks, but look at this reverse DDT. Now we'll meet her back outside. And look at this. Locking in the submission on the outside. It will not count. But look at that. Stratton tapping to Maya. For all that knows Maya, the mental game, she has won. Clothesline sends Michin down as Stratton slowly gets back to her feet. Again, trying to figure out the best course of action here. Maya now, crucifix pin straight down onto that concrete floor. Back into the ring now, again getting that steel chair. And look at this, Michin tasting it! Going for the cover to steal the victory from underneath Maya, but a kick out at 2. And now Stratton will head back into the ring to get some action of her own. Look at this now. Bending the neck of Michin. And now Maya will get involved. Pulling Michin to the center of the ring. Now Stratton stand off. But now Michin will capitalize the stiff kick. And a drop kick to Maya as well, flattening that steel trash can. The moonsault from the springboard connects. But now I think Maya is pissed. Possibly going for a pin right there to steal it, but Stratton there to break it up. Slap straight across the skull of Maya Rogers. Now Stratton power bomb directly to Michin. And again, the steel chair getting the most use out of this match. Straight faced first onto Michin, but now Maya's back in the swing of things. And look at this, going for the submission that had Stratton tapping on the outside, but Michin there to break it up just in time. Clothesline of Maya. And now trying to steal the victory. Can she get it done? But a kick out. Not enough. These women are going to hell and back, cross-body from the springboard. Now Stratton getting a leg up, reversal to reversal, these two women. But now Maya back in the swing of it, and now look at this. Knee straight to the side of the skull. Could that be enough to get the victory? But a kick out at 2 from Maya. And now Stratton getting the boot as well. Now Maya reversing. No more punishment, she says. But gets thrown into the ropes. Try to go for a drop kick, but didn't get all of it. Now Maya will try to capitalize. Shot straight to the stomach, and now that pile drive that almost lands Michin on her head. And now Stratton capitalizing. Now Stratton gets caught by Maya. Maya now going for the cover on Stratton to get a shot at the Money in the Bank contract. And she gets it. Michin ran out of time, just a few milliseconds off. But what a match. All women putting it all out on the line to be able to verse Kairi Sane for the Money in the Bank briefcase. There's the first of few, the first payday from Maya. Using weapons all around the shop. Michin believing that she had it there. Stratton was on the outside. That could have been her moment. And right here as well. But Maya, look how close this breakup attempt was. Already called. Maya Rogers versus Kairi Sane for the Money in the Bank briefcase. How about that? Hold on, backstage cameras have picked this up. Wade King talking to Sheamus. I guess the Kings are going to try to recruit, as we know from last week. They are in a six-man tag match, and if they don't find a teammate, not only do they forfeit the match, but they forfeit any chance at having a shot at any ECW championship. And it seems that Wade King's trying to recruit Sheamus into joining him. It doesn't seem like he's interested. Walking away. Wade King running after him. What could that be? And now, I guess if you deny a request from Wade King, you get punishment. Sheamus able to get back onto his feet. But look at this. Wade King just relentless. And the boos around the arena are right. Not happy. The fact that Wade King has resorted to this, trying to recruit. Sheamus saying no, because at this point, who the hell's going to say yes to the Kings? The Kings run roughshod off of this roster for the last year and a half. Who the hell's going to say yes to them? Now striking Sheamus with that table. I guess making it known that if you say no to a king, you're gonna get punished. You can only imagine that this definitely takes him off of the playing field. And Jesus Christ, Wade! Jesus Christ! That's been able to get a hold of. But if we're talking about the six-man tag at Clash of Champions, the conversation starts and ends with this man, the hardcore champion, with the All Fala around his neck, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Making his way to the ring from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the ECW Hardcore Champion, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
I was able to have a conversation with Jacob Fatu before the show began. It was a little bit rough because Jacob doesn't sometimes speak English, but the most I was able to get, I asked him about the six-man tag at Clash of Champions, and he told me that he already has his 2 tag team partners waiting in the wings for next week. The pressure is on the Kings. So there we go. Jacob Fatu already having his 2 members he's going to have for his team on that show. So the pressure is now on the Kings to get a member on their team, and as you can see, it's not going well. But who's taking on Fatu today? And it's the phenomenal one. The face that runs the place. AJ Styles is here.
And his opponent from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal
AJ Styles. We haven't seen him since the Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, won by Adam Cole. But let's see how AJ Styles can fare against the Samoan werewolf himself. This is gonna be an interesting one. Styles is known for getting a little bit hardcore in his matches. Of course, the matches he was a part of last year are a perfect example of that. Both his time in and out of Bullet Club. But let's see if he can hold his own against that man. Both of these two, Styles and Fatu, underway. And immediately, super kick from Fatu. You have to imagine that Fatu saw what Wade King had to do backstage only moments before he went out, and that has to put a smile on Fatu's face, knowing that the Kings are somewhat stressing over their match. Because like I said, if the Kings don't show up with a tag team partner, they relinquish any shot to any ECW championship down the line. And that is something that any wrestler would not want. You do not come into this industry wanting to be known as someone who doesn't win a championship. But now Styles starting to get his bearings against the Samoan werewolf. Both men now fighting for control. Collar elbow tie up. But the power of Fatu trying to go for a super kick. The third time is not the charm, unfortunately. The raw power and athleticism right now are in favor of Jacob Fatu. But when it comes to wrestling capabilities, when it comes to long-term experience, Styles has that in waves. And now, I think it's showing on full effect. Roll-up pin on Fatu. Doesn't even get a 1 count. Now just trying to wear Fatu down. Trying to brute power. His own brute power isn't going to work. You need to find the openings that you can and wear him down bit by bit. And that's exactly what Styles is doing in this matchup. Smart strategy from the veteran, telling Fatu to bring it, but I think he may regret that. Never mind, the reversal from Styles, still letting him be in control. Now into the ropes, trying to go for a drop kick, but Fatu stops him in his tracks. Again being thrown into the ropes, dropped down by Styles, and now hits the drop kick. But a kick up from Fatu into some kicks from the phenomenal one. A neck breaker. Styles definitely showing he has style in this matchup. In control. I mean, you need to think about, though Fatu said that he has his 2 partners waiting in the wings, does that not still mean that he's stressed out? That he's still in the back of his mind, that he still needs to think about it, because it is next week after all. Look at this, trying to go for a clothesline off the springboard, but Styles answers of one of his own. And now AJ Styles with his own combo clothesline to equalize. And now, and he gets the 360 splash. And now, trying to finish it early. Styles clash to Fatu. But a kick out from the Hardcore Champion. Not enough to put Fatu away. And now middle rope goes Styles. Maybe waiting for Fatu to regain consciousness. And that's exactly it. Shotgun drop kick. Kick straight to the back. And now holding him up for another neck breaker. Directly on. Now off the ropes and a forearm. Straight on, but now Fatu back to his feet. And now I think Fatu may have just struck, but now reversing his anger and aggression into something else. And now Styles looking for a back body drop on the apron. Fatu may be in jeopardy here against Styles. Styles now heading top rope, calling for Fatu to get on his feet. And a crossbody connects. But now kick up from Fatu. Able to get some breathing room, and now roll up pin from Fatu. They're trying to take off Styles before he was even able to get some momentum. But now throwing him across the power. Like I said, from Fatu, almost unmatched here in the ECW roster. And the number one rule when fighting a Samoan is never try to challenge with the headbutt. Now there's the low, the hangman. Styles again trying to get Fatu on his feet, and a clothesline will send him down. But Fatu gets back onto his feet. Onto the ropes now. Now Fatu will clothesline him to the outside, and now Fatu getting the voices. The Samoan werewolf is about to pounce. Suicide dive to the outside, knocking Styles down. And the fans chanting it, and I couldn't agree more. This is awesome. Trying to go for a super kick there from Styles, but a forearm will send Fatu down. A kick. Able to get Fatu back in control. He will head back inside the ring, waiting for Styles, and Styles showing that he has what it takes to hang with Fatu. Now he will hit back into the ring now, and look at this. Fatu with the DDT! DDT! Cover! What a kick out at 2 from AJ Styles. Super kick sends him down. Praying to the Samoan gods that have gotten him there. But it seems that AJ Styles may send him to heaven early. Calf crusher now locked in. Calf crusher. Middle of the ring, not near any ropes. Decides to let go, wants to try to overpower him, wants to do it by the book. Knee and face combo. Cover, middle of the ring. But a kick out at 2 from Mr. Hardcore Champion himself. And now look at this forearm from the springboard, well executed by AJ Styles. And now calling for it. Get it up. Phenomenal forearm attempt, but Fatu sidesteps out of the way. And now looking for another DDT. Cover on Styles. But a kick out again. Styles still in this. But look at Fatu gearing it up. Spear! A little nod to one of his family members, that of Roman Reigns. And now hoisting Styles up. Snake eyes directly to him. And now heading to the top rope, about to fly, and a swan-ton bomb! Hoisting his head up ever so delicately, just to get that side of his skull smashed in. And now, what is Fatu thinking? That is what he's thinking! Lariat directly to Styles! And now, throwing himself over that top rope. Getting his Samoan tutelage into the ropes now. Try to possibly go for a Samoan drop. But now look at this. Styles, reverse DDT. Styles possibly looking to end it. The crowd has come alive. Trying to go for a Styles clash, but Fatu breaks that possible attempt up. And now throwing him by his skull. Kick up from Styles though. Still a chance, throws him into the ropes. Hits into the referee on accident though, but knee face combo. Cover to put away the champion, but a kick out again. And now, try to go again, the inverted DDT. Bringing it back to his TNA days with that maneuver. And now the strikes again from the Phenomenal One. Taking precedent, and the spike delivered directly to the bleeding skull of Jacob Fatu. Trying to figure out where the hell he's at, and it seems that Styles will capitalize. Styles clash! Cover! And he pins the Hardcore Champion. Styles putting it all out there and able to hang with one of the baddest men of ECW. Look at that 360 right there. Getting in that Styles clash. For most people, that would have been it. But for Fatu, kicked out at 2. So many other pin attempts, but they came up as nothing. And then the DDT from Fatu seamlessly out of nowhere, going nowhere with the pin. And then the range of that Swanton bomb. But right there, that's where most people would have had it. But it was this last Styles clash that put everything away for good.
Here is your winner, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Could we see a possible title match between these two? We shall see later down the line. And here we go, as Mr. Money in the Bank is here. Adam Cole, baby!
An extreme making his way to the ring from Pennsylvania, weighing in at 201 pounds,
Adam Cole coming down. Trying to deal with the Drew McIntyre situation after what happened last week. What the hell? What the hell? Look at this! McIntyre! With the chair directly to the body of Adam Cole. Jesus Christ, shoulder barge. And now throwing him to the barricade. I don't even know if the match will go on. Now stripping him of his clothes into his normal ring gear. Again throwing him into the barricade. And a clothesline as well. Come on, McIntyre, you're better than this. Grabbing what seems to be a table straight on. You can only imagine how angry McIntyre was, believing that he got stripped of the chance to possibly call himself Mr. Money in the Bank. And another shoulder barge. Come on, McIntyre. Setting up that table. No, McIntyre, come on. You've already attacked him. McIntyre, come on. One dart straight into the table. Someone get these two out of here! Thankfully, we were able to get both of those men outside the ring and outside the building. So now we move on to our main event tag team competition. After last week, there's definitely something here. But we start with Mr. ECW. Jai Phillips has arrived.
The following is a tag team Extreme Rules match. Introducing first, from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 255 pounds, the ECW champion, the chosen one, Jai Phillips.
Jai Phillips answering a promo from Jackson Rogers, calling out Seth Rollins, the #1 contender to the television championship. And he told Jackson that he respects him, so he had to tell him that he didn't believe that he can go up against Seth. And then Jackson wanted to prove himself. So those two had a match, but then got interrupted by Seth Rollins. So General Manager CM Punk issued a tag team match. Jackson and Jai teaming together against Seth Rollins and a partner of Seth's choosing. We now introduce the man that has no mercy, the Outlaw, the television champion, Jackson Rogers.
Weighing in at 220 pounds, the ECW Television champion, the Outlaw Jackson Rogers.
Jackson Rogers quite literally holding the television title, all of our TV time on his back. A lot of people were somewhat upset about last week not letting to see Jackson and Jai fully have their match. But it has been confirmed that they will get their shot at each other at Clash of Champions. No titles on the line. It is a chance for Jackson to prove himself and for Jai to see if Jackson can take on Seth frickin' Rollins. But right now they are teammates. And it seems we're getting Seth's tag team partner first.
From Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Big Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed, of course, a former ally of Seth Rollins in that team that he had with Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker. So it only makes sense for Seth to bring him in as a little bit of a help for this match. Getting some very massive amount of muscle in this match. Of course, we know Jackson a little bit inexperienced and light in size. Jai, a decent heavyweight at that and quite experienced. And then there's the man that believe that he is perfect, that he is a visionary, that he is a revolutionary. Seth freaking Rollins has arrived. Seth Rollins coming in, of course, previous former ECW champion.
weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
And now very much on the fast track to becoming a possible television champion on top of that. The only other person that has been both television champion and world champion, the former member of the Bullet Club, Liam Rogers. Seth Rollins looks to surpass everyone and anyone. But let's see if he can walk out of tonight with all his limbs still intact. Here we go, Jai Phillips, Jackson Rogers, Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, tag team match, main event, and we are underway. Immediately Bronson Reed taking on Jackson, uppercut, as Seth and Jai picking right back up where they left off. Immediately moonsault by Jackson, well executed. Seth trying to go for a pin but came up short. And now look at Bronson Reed getting some momentum here. As Seth Rollins taking it straight to the man who beat him for the title to become the first two-time ECW champion. Bronson Reed hitting that elbow drop. We've seen what he can do against someone like Fatu. But let's see if he's able to hang with someone who's another champion. And look at this, the ripcord knee striking Phillips down. Adding insult to injury, and now look at this, Jackson taking it to Seth. German suplex, but now Bronson Reed will get involved. And that strike straight to the back. And now Jai will help out his teammate as well. Crossbody. And the fans chanting that they want some more tables. They've gotten a few tables already tonight, but they want more. Now sledgehammer straight at Bronson Reed as Seth bringing Jai into the ropes. Drop kick sends him down. Try to go for a cover, but Seth stops him in his tracks. Thrown into the corner. Now Jackson facing off against a man, the #1 contender for his own title. Getting out of that submission attempt. Now thrown into the ropes. Throwing him back down, and Jai, of course, with that kick in midair. Taking it straight to his fellow Australian. And now look at this, Seth Rollins. Pedigree! But gets met with the table. These four men going at it, and look at the strength of Jackson Rogers. That forearm straight to the neck of Jai Phillips, and now Jackson. Table being thrown on Bronson Reed, going for the cover. Seth realizing it, getting back in ring to help out his tag team partner. And now look at this, Falcon Arrow. Bronson Reed setting up the table, and a trash can by Phillips. But now Bronson Reed, reversal from Phillips though. And now look at this, Seth Rollins has lit it ablaze. Jackson getting a face full of fire. The fans chanting that this is indeed awesome. Sling blade by Jackson. Jai Phillips after the tussle with Bronson Reed, trying to get some breathing room here. Bronson Reed going for a pin on Jackson. Jai able to break it up. The ECW champion not risking anything right here. And a clothesline almost sends him inside out. Now Bronson Reed having Jackson up, and oh my god, and a German suplex through the burning table! Cover! But a kick out and super kick straight to the ECW champion! What the hell did we just witness? Bronson Reed top rope! German suplexing Jackson Rogers into a flaming table, a kick out at 2. Jai Phillips super kick straight onto the chin, and yet no pins from that. What has this match become? Jackson still taking it, Bronson Reed, and look at Seth Rollins now. Look, oh my god, a cutter! The cutter from the stomp attempt! Seth Rollins tried to go for the curb stomp, and he pulled it up into a cutter! That is our champion! Rolling Thunder! Jai Phillips taking it to Seth on the outside. And Bronson Reed powerbomb to Jackson. And a double axe handle of Seth Rollins. And now top rope goes Jai Phillips again. Uso splash! Bronson Reed face first in the steel can, busting him open. Can Jai win it for the two champions, but a kick out at 2. Now Seth no longer seeing lights. Drop kick will send Jai down. And we'll try to go for a pin. Kick out at 2, and now look at this. Bronson trying to get a strike on Jackson, but Jackson is able to get out of it. But what does he do with it? Gets struck more Bronson Reed with the more strikes. German suplex. And another table being set up but getting taken down by Jai. He doesn't want a repeat of only moments ago. But Bronson Reed doesn't want to risk it. And look at Seth now, trying to go for his Falcon Arrow, but Bronson Reed going for the cover. Reversal, but now Seth able to counter. These 4 men have got to be running on fumes. And god damn it, Bronson Reed lighting this table aflame now. He also had a match on him. We've already seen Jackson go through one. We don't need this again. Bronson Reed now and Jai taking it to their respective people. The fire put out. The fans booing absolutely rightly so. But look at Jai Phillips. The Superman punch. Spear! Breaking up Bronson Reed. Trying to get the pin on Seth. Quite literally saving Jackson. But at what cost? But a kick out. Jai still in this. Now what is Jackson gonna do? Throws Bronson into the corner. And now we'll send him shoulder first into the post. And now power slam by Phillips. Trying to finish it off on Seth. And he does! Jai Phillips, Jackson Rogers, the 2 men that will meet at Clash of Champions to see if Jackson is worthy to fight Seth Rollins one-on-one. Walk out of tonight, the winners. The pedigree from Seth. And this collection of moments. Jai breaking up the pin for Bronson Reed to go absolute maniac. German suplex through the flames. All the meanwhile, Seth Rollins gearing Jai up for a super kick face first. Trying to go for that tsunami straight on a Jackson on the outside. The neck first. Almost getting it for his team. But Jai mustering up that one little bit extra. Jackson taking care of Bronson so that Jai can get the victory.
Here are your winners, the Chosen One, Jay Phillips, and the Outlaw, Jackson Rogers.
What a match, what a show, and that will be all. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of ECW. We will see you next week with a weekly show and then Clash of Champions. I have been Scott Silver, and I will see you when I see you. Take care.